From the very first second, Judge Fleischer's courtroom runs on discipline. Even a tiny thing, like chewing gum, gets called out. Because here, it's not about the gum. It's about respect. The judge's message is clear. You're in my courtroom. You follow my rules.
Good morning, Mr. Green. Are you chewing gum? Please spit it out. Hey, guys, is there a trash can over there? She's not smacking. Mr. Green, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 4th, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle traveling on the 8600 block of Colon Boulevard, and the officer began to approach the defendant's vehicle and observed a strong odor of marijuana emitting from that specific vehicle. The officer observed the defendant to make a westbound maneuver onto Belfort Street, and the defendant failed to use a right signal to make a turn onto another street. The traffic stop was then initiated. The officer made contact with the defendant and observed the strong odor of marijuana from the vehicle, and the officers asked the defendant to step out of the vehicle, and the defendant was then detained. The officer asked the defendant if he had recently hotboxed the vehicle, and the defendant stated he had earlier in the day. The defendant stated he had marijuana in a backpack lying on the passenger seat, and the defendant stated he had a rifle and pistol magazine. The officer observed a semi-automatic.
This is where things start to get serious. Probable cause means the court believes there's enough evidence to move forward, not that he's guilty. But the bond restriction? That's a legal leash. One wrong move, one weapon found, and his next stop isn't home. It's a cell. Tell me, do you think that's a fair warning or too strict for a first hearing?
AR pistol lying on the passenger seat adjacent to the backpack with marijuana inside. The backpack had a bunch of Ziploc baggies containing marijuana, and the weight of the marijuana was 13.05 grams.
Do you have a valid Texas driver license, please?
I'll run it, Your Honor.
Mr. Green, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand?
It's eligible, Your Honor.
Unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance, you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, sir? How old are you?
23.
Okay, I'll have you fill out an application to see whether you qualify, and then if you do, then we'll provide your lawyer today. Do not pick up any new cases. Don't violate the law. If I find that you do, I'm going to put you in jail. You understand me? All right, come on. You were here on Mr. Wilson?
This is his first setting. He has a motion to adjudicate. He picked up a new impeding breath upstairs.
Oof.
We're set for the 23rd on that day. We are contesting that vigorously.
He still has other technical violations with us as well.
I don't know if it is significant, but maybe not as significant as the new case.
Sure.
Because I wouldn't want to be on probation.
You know, I'll give you a bit of time, Mr. Monks, but I mean, if it's going to take 2 years,
No, we're not talking about that. We should have some, when did you say we'll come about on the 23rd?
23rd.
I was saying, if we'll give you, just shortly after that, we'll be able to give you a flavor for what they're thinking.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there.
Done.
No, no, but,
You want the same day?
would you like to come back on both cases on the same day? That means you don't have to come down here 2 days in a row.
Yeah, I think that's
You
better.
want to do the same day?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got
Thank
it.
you.
All right.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too.
Have a good weekend.
Just the weapons. I mean, I'm sure that the felony court did conditions, so, I mean, we're good.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure the felony court did it.
Okay. You want to sit down?
Judge, was the state gonna file conditions for Wilson?
No, just, you speak English, sir, right?
Yeah, if I need help, I can.
Would you like me to provide you a translator? What do you speak?
Pashto.
Pashto. How well do you speak English?
Go ahead and sign.
How well do you speak English?
Good. I graduated from high school here.
Okay. Mr. Hashimi, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. If you do not understand something, let me know. We'll go slow for you, okay?
If I not hire the attorney, you know what?
We will get to the attorney later. We're doing probable cause now. Do you understand?
Yes,
We're going to see if there's enough evidence to go forward with your case. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Do you understand?
yeah,
If you cannot afford a lawyer will be given to you.
I did it. I just-
Stop. Don't say anything. Just, please,
Yes, Judge. On January 3rd, 2025,
go slow.
at approximately 10 p.m., the officer observed the defendant's vehicle run a red light after the officer was sitting at a cross section with a green light. A traffic stop was then initiated, and the officer made contact with the defendant, who was the driver and sole occupant of the vehicle. The officer observed watery eyes, thick-tongued, slurred speech, confusion, and disorientation. The officer asked the defendant for his driver's license, and he began searching for his wallet, and the defendant then handed the officer his license. The defendant then began making furtive movements, and the officer asked the defendant to exit the vehicle. The officer observed the defendant to stagger and sway on his feet, and the officer could smell an odor of marijuana coming from the vehicle. The defendant admitted to smoking a cigar of marijuana with a friend, and standard field sobriety tests were conducted. The defendant could not follow instructions for the HGN, and the walk and turn found 7 out of 8 clues, and the one leg stand found 3 out of 4 clues. The defendant was read the DIC and consented to breath. The results were both .000, and a blood search warrant was signed and executed.
What was the stop for?
For running a red light, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Hashimi, I'm going to find there's enough probable cause to go forward with the case. Would you like me to provide you a lawyer today? Okay. I need you to fill out an application for me. I will take a look at it. If you qualify, we will provide you a lawyer today, okay?
Thank you.
Please, wait, hold on. Mr. Hashimi, you are not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I will test you. If you test positive for alcohol or illegal drugs like marijuana, I'm going to put you in jail and revoke your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you see that he has a,
He's eligible, Your Honor.
okay, please.
This way. Next, Judge, counsel is approaching on page 7. Jack, come on up.
Oh, and then I also have Arthur Sims here for, good morning, counsel.
Good morning.
Come on up.
No, Mr. Jack.
Jackson.
Page 7.
Oh, it's Jack. Mr. Jack? Sir, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 4th, 2024, at 9:02 p.m., the officer arrived on scene to a traffic stop. And upon arrival, the officer met with another officer who stated he had called him for backup after initiating the traffic stop for the vehicle reaching speeds of up to 108 miles per hour. The officer observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, watery eyes, and unsteadiness on his feet. The defendant was then detained, and the defendant admitted to having a few drinks at a party. The defendant refused further questioning, and standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 7 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The DIC was read, and the defendant refused to provide a sample. A blood warrant was signed and executed.
You say what had the odor of alcohol, slurred speech, bloodshot eyes? I didn't hear you say any of that.
Yes, he had odor of alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, watery eyes, and unsteadiness.
Got it.
Mhm.
Okay. Mr. Jack, I want to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well for you. If I find that you're driving like this, in this manner again, I will take your privilege to drive away from you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you see that he has a valid license?
I'm running it, Your Honor. It's eligible, Your Honor.
All right. You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with them. They come back to me, tell me they can't get a hold of you because you're playing games. I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You understand? Don't pick up any new cases. Don't stay in contact and all will be fine. All right. I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and then you're free to go. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Good morning, Ms. Pace. Ma'am, you were charged with driving on a suspended license. You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On January 2nd, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle at the 900 block of Burke Road. He ran the license plate and it had a return of an expired registration as of November 2024. A traffic stop was conducted. And the defendant was not able to provide a Texas driver's license, so instead the defendant provided a name and date of birth. The defendant stated she did not have financial responsibility on the vehicle, and the defendant was shown to have a suspended driver's license not eligible with multiple Class C warrants.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case.
Can I say something?
Please don't. You have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Yes, I do.
You don't want a court-appointed lawyer? Okay, so we'll give you time to go hire a lawyer. I am making it a condition of your bond that you're not to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance. And I'm going to have you sign a promise with me today. Doesn't matter what's going on in your life. If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance. If you can show me that, I'll take this restriction off. Happily. Okay? Bless you. Did you sneeze?
No.
Did you sneeze? Okay, man. So I'll have you sign this reset. I'll have you get with Victoria for a reset, and then we'll get you out of here, man. Okay? Thank you.
All right, Judge, next is page 11. Reyes, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Reyes. Sir, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 2nd, 2025, the officer was riding with HPD Traffic Crimes Task Force, and a group of vehicles was meeting at 430 West Parker Road in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed the defendant, who was 18, brandish a firearm while walking around his vehicle, and the defendant exited from the motor vehicle on the driver's side, walked around the motor vehicle while brandishing the handgun, and then sat in the front passenger side seat. A traffic stop was initiated, and the officer made contact with the defendant, the passenger of the vehicle, and the defendant admitted to carrying around a handgun, which was found under the passenger seat in the motor vehicle where the defendant was sitting.
Mr. Reyes, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. What are you doing with yourself these days? Are you in school? You graduated from high school? Okay. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of weapons. You are not allowed to have a weapon. Do you understand? If I find that you have a weapon, you pick up a new case, I'm going to revoke your bond. I will put you in jail. Do you understand? Tell me, you want a lawyer?
I'm hiring one.
You don't want a court-appointed one? You do one? Okay. I just fill out an application. Let me see if I have an application on file. I need you to fill out an application for me. Let me take a look at it, and then I'll appoint you one here in a bit. All right? Come on. Do you mind, Ms. Brown, giving him an application?
All right, Judge, next arraignment is page 13.
Can you
Scott,
file?
come on
No.
up. Counsel, do you have an arraignment?
No, approaching for bond violation.
All right, we're doing the.
Bear with me.
arraignment
I think
first.
we're close.
I have one.
Are you Mr. Scott? Mr. Scott, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 4th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, the officer was dispatched to an assault. The officer met with the complainant who stated that the defendant and her had been in a sexual relationship, and she confronted the defendant about sleeping with another woman. The defendant became angry and followed her to a gas station where he pushed her to the ground with both hands, causing pain.
Okay, Mr. Scott, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do we know, have you spoken to her to find out what she wants? Does she want to have contact with him? Does she not want to have contact with him?
Your Honor, we have not reached out at this time.
Okay.
Well, Judge,
Hold on a second. Just don't say anything at this point. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Whatever you say, they can use against you. I can give you a lawyer today if you want one. You know, you can give your side to the lawyer. The lawyers can talk to the DAs, but I don't want you to say anything to make the case any worse. All right. Because I don't know what she wants, I'm ordering you not to have any contact with her, not to be in possession of any weapons. I'm also entering what's called a magistrate order for emergency protection that identifies Ms. Walton as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate any threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
Judge, you know the property that she knows I paid for and proved out on another stating around and get the homeless rights.
Let's do this. Let me give you a lawyer today. I can have them reach out to find out where she lives, what the address is. I just don't want you to have contact with her. I don't want you to go where she lives or where she works. That's it. Okay? I don't know. Let's do this. Let me give you a lawyer and we'll go from there. Okay? Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, though. Sorry?
Thanks for respecting now my kids if you recommend to improve the court 1990.
So hang tight with me. We'll help you out. Don't worry. Okay? Please. Can you, hey, no contact, no weapons.
For now, counsel, you may approach.
So that was the last one.
For now, it's just-
No Spanish? No.
no, just-
Wow. Okay. Hi.
I'm Aaron Durden.
Okay. Come up, Mr. Durden.
Mr. Durden was placed on bond conditions in November, toward the end of November, got an interlock at the end of November. His very first date to go have it recalibrated was at 12/29. He was out of town on that date, didn't get back until the next week, was locked out. I got an email on Monday from the patrol officer saying that he was locked out and notified you as well. He went the very next day, got it fixed, but you asked us to come here today to address it. He now understands.
I'm not going to play this game with you. Court orders are court orders. You have to follow them. And when you don't, there's severe consequence. And the consequence is you end up in jail. So I'm going to give you a pass now. But if it continues to happen, it's just not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. That's it.
Is our date that we have for the training still on? Thank you. I'll do that.
You ready? Hi.
He was here for a bond violation because of a lockout, Your Honor. He sends remedy to that. Apparently his power battery
Do
shuts
you
off.
mind bringing them up?
Unconditional, yeah.
Yeah. Nothing.
Between them and the state, you know.
I'm not going to play this game with you, Mr. Kabir. If this continues to happen, it shows me that you're just don't care about the bond conditions and their severe consequences. Do you understand?
Your Honor, I don't drive this
I'm
vehicle.
just, I don't want you to, I'm just telling you, I have bond conditions in place and I expect for you to live up to them. And when you don't, there are severe consequences. Do you understand? Okay. You guys didn't want to add anything? Or did you have something to add? No?
No, Your Honor. No, that was it. That was the only reading.
Okay. All right, man.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge. May I approach?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm here on an arraignment. My client, Barragan, B-A-R.
I'm ready when you are. You mind bringing them up?
Yes.
Please. Good morning, Mr. Barragan. You were charged with racing on a highway.
Street racing. Sounds exciting, right? Until the blue lights show up. In Texas, that thrill can turn into a felony in seconds. Judges like Fleischer have zero tolerance for it. License gone, car impounded, and sometimes even jail time. This isn't Fast and Furious. This is the law catching up at 100 miles an hour.
You are facing up to a year in jail. I'm sorry, up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. On January 5th, 2025, the officer was part of a street racing and takeover task force and was advised of a group that met at a gas station parking lot in the city limits of Harris County, Texas. The officer was working in a plainclothes capacity and was following the group from one location to another and viewed two vehicles race side by side at Highway 290 and Kickapoo Road, traveling westbound. The officer observed the defendant's vehicle and another vehicle slow down to approximately 50 miles per hour before launching at the same time in a competitive manner, accelerating well over 100 miles per hour in an attempt to outpace one another. The officer maintained visual and was able to detain the defendant, the driver of the silver Nissan observed, but was unable to locate the other vehicle.
How fast are we talking over 100?
Let me see if he specified, if it was just that. The officer only said well over 100. He didn't specify.
Barragan, I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to participate in this kind of activity again. If I find that you're racing, if I find that you participate in any kind of street takeovers, anything of this nature, reckless driving, donuts, whatever, I will take your ability to drive away from you. Do you understand? Not only that, it is a condition of your bond, and if I find that you do, I can revoke your bond and put you in jail. Can you file those conditions, please?
Yes, Judge.
You're going to reset your case to give you time to fight this thing. I'm going to have you sign a reset, Victoria. I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box. We'll get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And then after that, you'll be free to go. You have a lawyer. Because you do, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with her. If she tells you she can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, you pick up a new case, you've become a danger to my community, I will put you in jail. You understand? Okay, come on. Thank you.
Judge, I didn't hear, so PC was found where there's state's bond,
States conditions, yeah.
state's bond condition?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Also, there was one more, sorry, off docket arraignment that was coordination to send over here. So whenever you're ready, on that.
Okay, who is it?
It's a printout up there, last name Worthy.
He's on probation. Has a motion been filed? I don't know, because the bond's still set at $100. So I don't know if a motion's been filed. Mr. Worthy, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 8th, 2025, the officer responded to a DPS agent who stated he was following the defendant's vehicle and needed assistance on the traffic stop, as the DPS agent was conducting surveillance on an unrelated case. The DPS agent provided a description of the defendant's vehicle, and the officer observed the defendant's vehicle failing to signal a lane change, along with the defendant's third brake light being out. The traffic stop was then conducted, and the officer made contact with the defendant. The officer observed a strong odor of marijuana, and the defendant was asked to step out of the vehicle, and the defendant stated there was nothing illegal inside. The officer located a cigar filled with a green leafy substance known to be marijuana based on training experience with a weight of 0.09 grams or 0.032 ounces. A PC search of the vehicle was conducted, and the officer located an unholstered black handgun inside a backpack in the back seat of the vehicle.
Mr. Worthy, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Take a seat for me in the jury box. Okay, come on.
Morning, Judge.
Hey.
Judge, quick question. I have Jonathan Guidry Joyal popped up on my docket. The only issue, I would like your PC, the only issue is he's in processing. I don't know if you want to wait till he pops up, or can we hear PC?
Yeah, we can hear
and see if I
PC, of course.
Yes, Judge.
You don't think there's PC?
I think there's two main issues that I'd like for you to hear.
It's on the jail docket, unlawful camera. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Judge. On January 8th, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle fail to signal for 100 feet prior to making a lane change twice from lane 3 to 2 and then from lane 2 to 1 on East Tex Freeway in Harris County, Texas. A traffic stop was initiated and the officer observed further movements between the occupants of the vehicle before the driver, defendant Price, age 19, rolled down the windows of the motor vehicle. The officer approached the motor vehicle and observed a clear plastic bag with green liquid in plain view in the driver handle, believed to be promethazine based on training experience, and a bag with marijuana in the driver door pocket. The weight of the marijuana was 0.82 grams, and the promethazine was 101 grams. The officer observed an AR pistol in plain view on the rear left floorboard or left rear passenger seat, where the defendant, Guidry Royale, was seated. Guidry Royale, age 19, and a PC search on the motor vehicle was conducted, and the officer observed another AR pistol inside a black backpack in the right rear passenger seat where defendant Kinnan was seated, along with defendant Kinnan's cell phone. The officer observed an unholstered Glock in plain view adjacent to the first AR pistol on the floorboard behind the driver's seat. The defendant, Guidry Royale, stated the firearms were passed from the front to the rear of the motor vehicle, but would not state who handed him the firearms.
If I may, Judge, here are the issues. So some stuff that's not there is that they were looking at this vehicle beforehand. This is
Remember, this is a probable cause hearing. I mean, I can't get into like,
correct.
You know,
It's a suppression team. They're looking, they're following. It's a contextual stop. They're following them, waiting for a reason to stop them. The reason that they give is didn't signal for 100 feet. Sounds like they're on the highway. Okay. It's a conclusory statement. They're not stating that anybody else was in danger. They make no mention of.
well, failing to signal a lane change is a good, I mean, it's a traffic violation, is it not?
Well, 100 feet. They don't say at what point he failed to signal, whether or not he signaled at all, whether or not he signaled under 100 feet. They don't state at what foot or feet he did signal. It's conclusory. They don't give articulable facts regarding that. And so because it's conclusory and we don't.
I don't know. I think that there's enough probable cause to go.
Here's the second issue, Judge. The
Okay.
second issue is in the DIMS, this officer is stating that my client says they passed the gun to him and they handed the gun to him. That's what the DIMS says. But the OR says that my client says he doesn't know who tossed them from the front to the back. He doesn't say they handed it to him. He doesn't say they passed it to him.
But there was also an AR on the floorboard where he's sitting.
Correct. And he
Right.
says that they're not his. There's 4 people in the car. There's 4 people in the car. And only 3 out of 4 get charged with an unlawful carry of a weapon. He doesn't say, hey, they handed it to me. Hey, they passed it to me. What he says specifically is doesn't know who tossed them from the front to the back. This correlates to the furtive movements that the officer is talking about. He never claims possession of these guns. The guns are all in the car. He says they're not his, says the guns are not his, but he gets charged for the UCW.
And we're supposed to just take it, then just believe his, right?
And Your Honor, if I may, and that's why, because they were found in the area where he was seated, the AR pistol, and he is underage at the time. That's the reason why he was charged, because he had them in his immediate proximity in the vehicle.
Yeah, I think that there's enough. Sorry?
It would be a question of fact, Judge.
Okay.
I think that there's enough. Sorry.
Okay. Understood, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ricardo.